Okay.
Okay? Good. All right, so guys, this is skill 11.8 and 11.9, transferring a client, okay? And this is going to be I'm going to be stopping it, pausing it during the taping of this because it's multi-step, okay? So what we're going to do first is we're going to transfer between a bed and a chair, and in this case it's going to be a wheelchair, okay? And then we're going to pause the video and we're going to transfer a client with a belt, which is a gait belt, we'll show you that in a minute, and 2 nurses, okay? And then we're going to transfer between a bed and a stretcher. Now the last thing you're going to see on your checklist, your skill checklist, is using a transfer board. We do not have one here at this facility, but when you go into your clinical settings, you can ask and they'll show you. It's just a stiff board to move a patient. It helps you to move a patient. That's all it is, okay? All right, so transferring between a bed and a chair. We're going to gather our equipment and supplies. What do we need in order to transfer this patient to this chair? That's right. Basically, you need me, right? Just me, myself, and I, okay? And maybe the assistance of another person if what? If this patient wasn't able to help you, or if this patient had a tendency to fall, or if this patient was of obese nature and you were afraid that you wouldn't be able to tolerate the weight, okay? So you want to assess all of that first. For this skill, this patient's going to be able to help me. No history of falling, so we're just going to assist from the bed to the chair, okay? And then we're going to perform WIPSA. Again, if you don't remember what WIPSA is, go back to week 1 videos and watch the WIPSA because it's really, really important that you know it, okay? All right. So then you're going to position the equipment appropriately. So the equipment is wheelchair, yes? Okay. So we're going to lower the bed to its lowest position, okay? We're going to lock the wheels of the bed, okay? All right? Then we're going to put the wheelchair parallel to the bed, as close to the bed as possible, okay? So I've tried to get this as close to this bed as possible, okay? And then we're going to also put it on the side of the bed that is to the patient's strong side, meaning if this patient had a leg that didn't support him as well, you wouldn't want to be moving him towards that leg. You would want to be moving him towards the leg that could hold him, okay? So we're going to position it on the side of the strong side, okay? The only other thing is that we want to remove or get these legs of the wheelchair out of the way. And come right over here, I'll show you. There's a button on the side of the wheelchair, right in here, that you pull, and that just slides right out of there, okay? You can also lift up at this point, and that comes right off, okay? So that goes right on here, and then slides back, and it locks into place. To remove it, you push, and right out. Now each wheelchair is going to be a little bit different, but the mechanism's about the same. Same location, just might be, you know, a lift up instead of a lift out, okay? So you want to make sure the wheels are out of the way. Why do we want to make sure the wheels are out of the way? That's right. It's less that we have to worry about tripping over, banging our shins on or our ankles on, less skin tears that we have between either ourselves or the patient, because good Lord knows we don't need any more paperwork, right? Okay. So then we get those out of the way. We want to make sure the wheels of the wheelchair are locked. There's mechanisms on the side by the wheels. You just push those, and see it pushes right up against the wheel. So you just push that, make sure that they're both locked, both sides locked. Okay? That makes the wheelchair not 100%, you know, stationary, but 95% stationary, okay? All right. So then we've got all that ready. Now we're going to prepare and assess the client. We're going to assist the client to a sitting position on the side of the bed. You can do that one of 2 ways. You can raise the head of the bed, okay, up to, you know, a sitting position, or you could just assist the client up this way. Okay? All right. So then I want to assess him for orthostatic hypotension before moving a client. So what does orthostatic hypotension mean? Okay, it's when a body lays flat and you immediately lift it to a sitting position, where does the blood go? It's going to go more towards the lower extremities because it's pushing this way, okay? It's not going to be in the brain. The brain is then going to become, ooh, fuzzy. Ooh, I feel a little dizzy, okay? And you got to allow the body a chance to get that blood back up to the head, okay? So we want to assess them. How do you feel?
I feel fine.
Are you feeling dizzy at all?
No, I'm not.
Okay. So it's as simple as that. Just ask, how are they feeling, okay? Then we're going to assist the client in putting on a bathrobe and non-skid slippers or shoes. First of all, we want to get their legs over the side of the bed. If they're able to assist, we could ask them to put their legs on the side. If not, we grab a hold of their legs and assist them right over, okay? At this point, we would put a robe on them. Why? Privacy, right? Do we all just like to be having everything hang out for everybody to see? No, no, no. We want to have a robe on, so we're going to put a robe on, okay? We're going to make sure that these piggies right here have those non-slip slippers on, okay? Any facility that you go to are going to have a sole on a shoe, okay? Or non-slip slippers, socks, okay? And they have those, you've seen them. They look like little white things on the bottom of your socks, okay? And that's to keep you from slipping. So you don't want to be doing this with your foot, okay? You're going to be going to long-term care facilities, and a majority of them even state that they can't have slip-on shoes, okay? They actually have to have slippers that have a back to them, okay? Or sneakers that you can tie, okay? So the long-term care facilities that you go to may mandate that. So make sure you know your facility policy, okay? And then you're going to place a gait or transfer belt snugly around your client's waist. Oh, I forgot to bring that with me, and I forgot that as a piece of equipment. So I'll get it. Okay, so while I did that, I'm going to, keep my eye on my patient because he's sitting on the side of the bed, right? Okay. So this is what we call a transfer belt. And there's all different kinds. This one is a snap closure. It just looks like this, okay? You just push it in until you hear it snap. There are some that you actually have to feed through, and it's a metal. Looks like a, you've all seen them, okay? The brackets that I'm talking about where you feed this through and all that. Okay, this one is a simple connection like that. What we're going to do is we're going to put this around our patient. Okay, we want to have this around the waist, not up here by the boobs, okay? We're going to put it down here by the waist, okay? We want to have it snug. This might be actually a little too loose, so what do? Just tighten it, okay? We want to be able to put our hands in here, but we don't want it loose that it's just going to fly all over the place, okay? Then you have this tail. Don't leave this just hanging around. You can tuck it down underneath, like this in the front or the back, but you just want to have it snug, okay? Now, here you go, people. You're ready? Nursing, you lose your personal space. You're going to get up close and personal with your patients, okay? There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I am not going to be back here going, okay, get up. No, that's not going to be the way it's going to be, all right? First of all, I've loosened my belt. And second of all, that's not very sturdy or safe for my resident, okay, or patient. The other thing is that you want to be able to get your feet by your patient's feet. And what you do is you put your feet right in front of them. That way their feet aren't sliding. See, if I was to stand him, his foot could actually just slide like this right across the floor. Even with non-skid slippers on, they can still slide. If I put my foot in front of his, just like this, okay? His foot is not going to slide anywhere when we stand because it's going to come right into my foot, okay? So you're going to position yourself. And how are you going to position yourself? Remember, we're going to be protecting our backs, okay? Our backs are very, very important to us. So I'm not going to be doing this to lift him, right? Because where's all that going? All that pressure is right here in my back. You do that 1 or 2 times and you've now had a hurt back, okay? You're too young for that. Don't deal with that. You want to lift with the legs, especially you ladies, right? Us ladies, we're built for the legs. Men, they got a little bit more oomph up here, okay? But women, we're built for lifting with our legs. So, you put your feet in front of them, bring your knees down, bend your knees, get low, okay? You're gonna reach to the side, reach to the side. Now, put your arms around my neck. Do I want a resident to do this to me? You're absolutely right, I do not. Because what's going to happen is when we stand and he's nervous, he's going to pull down, and now I have a hurt neck and shoulders and back, and it's just not pretty, okay? So if I put my hands here, then I'm going to tell him, go ahead and put your hands on my elbows. Right there you go. So what is that doing? It's stabilizing him. It's giving him something to say, okay, I'm not going to fall, okay? All right. So what you're going to do is you're going to go in the count of 3. On the count of 3, we're going to stand. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Stand. Now, don't move. Okay? What are we doing? What have we just done? We've just taken them from a sitting position to a standing position. So now, what happens to that blood flow again? That's right, they can become dizzy again because that blood flow's been disrupted again. So we're going to wait just a little bit. You're going to say, you feeling okay?
I feel great.
Okay, no dizzy?
Nope.
Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to move over to this wheelchair. We're going to move this way. Okay?
All right.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Turn. Turn. Okay, now, when you get like this, you're going to have the patient back up to their knees touch the back of the back of their knees touch the seat. Okay, back right up. That's it. Now what I want you to do is I want you to take your hands and put them on the arms of the chair. Don't sit yet. There you go. Now he's got them there, so on the count of 3, we're going to lower into the chair. Are you ready?
Yep.
Now, I'm going to put my feet here down by his again to make sure he doesn't fall. What could happen is I could also put my thighs into his knees, okay, and help as well. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. See how low I got, people? Okay, you don't want to be like this. This is not how I want to be with assisting somebody. It's low. You're going to get low. You're going to use this. Okay? All right, so now I've got my patient in the chair. And you're saying, okay, we're done. You're not done, okay? First of all, you have a belt on them. So you're going to take the belt off. Okay, can you lean forward? There you go. Now, you might also have to go behind the chair, okay, and assist them into the back. You would have done this before you removed the belt. If their behind wasn't fully on the back of the chair, you could take the belt and lift them so that their back and their rear end is towards the back of the chair. Okay, so you want to make sure that is done. Then you're going to take the footrest that we got out of the way so that we had room to move. Okay, you're going to bring them back out front. You're going to bring their leg up because this little thing right here could come and really do some damage to the leg. So you lift the leg, you put the leg in, foot pedal down, and the leg on. Okay? You do the same for the other side. Okay? Assess the patient. Are you fine? Are you
I
good?
feel great.
Oh,
Thank you so
good.
much.
Let me give you your call bell, and here I would get you your tray and anything else that you might need. Can I get you anything else while I'm in the room?
No, let's do that.
All right, and you would make sure they had their call bell, and then you would just document what you just did. And that is the first part of transferring a client. So now we're gonna pause, so if you hold on. All right, guys, we're back. So this is transferring a client with a belt and 2 nurses. The belt, remember that belt, right? It's on him, okay? So what you do is you want to position, the 2 people are going to be on both, one's going to be on one side of the patient, one's going to be the other side of the patient. I'm going to have my back to you for just a minute, okay? So what's going to happen is you're going to position yourselves on each side of the client, facing the same direction as the client. So that doesn't mean that we're going to be like this, right? Because the client's facing this way. We're not going to be facing the opposite way. We want to be facing the way that the patient is facing, okay? So we're going to be like this. We're going to flex our hips, knees, and ankles. Okay, so you're going to be low. You're not going to be extremely low, okay, but you're going to be low, okay? You're going to grasp the client's transfer belt with the hands closest to the client, and the other hand supporting the client's elbow. So it's not going to be, it's going to be looking like this, okay? You're not going to have it like this, okay? It's like this, okay? So then on the count of 3, we stand. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And as we stood them, one of us is going to have our feet in front of his feet because we don't want them going out, right? Right, exactly. So now we have them standing. We stand there for just a minute. You
I feel
okay?
good. Yeah.
Good, good. So now what we're going to do is we're going to pivot. We're going to turn and pivot as one team, okay? So you're going to establish that before you even start moving. And you're going to use the patient's right and left, okay? So this would be his right, yes? And this would be his left over there. So we're going to turn towards the left. We're going to turn, see, you have to establish that, okay? You all have to be on the same page, and I was not. Okay, so we're going to turn towards the left as one team. You ready? 1, 2, 3. There you go. Okay, now you're going to turn, have the patient push back till the knees are against, the back of the knees are against the chair. Again, you're going to have them reach back with their hand, okay? Now you can grab the front and the back of the gait belt, and you can assist them back down. 1, 2, 3. There you go. Good job. Again, if their behind is not way back in the chair, you can grab a hold of the belt and push them back, okay? So that they're nice and snug against the back of the chair. And that's how you transfer with 2 nurses and a belt. I'm going to pause it. All right, so we're still working on the same skill. This is going to be transferring between a bed and a stretcher. As you can see, we've brought the stretcher in. It's that black flat line that you see in it. There you go. Okay, so we're going to be moving on to the stretcher. For the purposes of this video, we're not going to put a sheet on to that because I want you to see the difference, from the bed to the stretcher. Okay. So generally you would put a sheet over that before you actually put a patient in there. Not a true patient. He's one of your fellow students. So he's going to endure this for you, okay? All right, so what we're going to do is, first of all, as you can see, there's a huge difference between the levels of these two beds. So what you do is you bring the, whoops, that's the wrong one. I got to go to that side. No, that's the right one. Okay, your instructor's going crazy. All right? Okay. So we want to bring the level of the bed up. Hold on just a moment. No, it is this one.